Tune into Nice Radio every Saturday at 7:30 a.m. for A View from the Outside, hosted by Brereton Horne. A View from the Outside takes a look at key issues affecting St Vincent and the Grenadines and gives a global perspective on how these issues are viewed. Host Brereton Horne will examine a variety of topics to enlighten, stimulate debate, and explore solutions. Hear the facts, hear the real-life stories, hear A View from the Outside. Join Brereton Horne at 7:30 a.m. every Saturday on Nice Radio for A View from the Outside.
This society needs a spectacle. It might help us to see some need.
On A View from the Outside this week being the 19th of February 2022, we look at Satisfied, Satisfied, and we ask Vincentians, especially those living at home in St Vincent and the Grenadines, are you satisfied with the way life is? Are you satisfied with the way life is for you and for your country? The Cambridge Dictionary defines satisfied as pleased because you have got what you wanted or because something has happened in the way that you wanted. That definition tells us that to be satisfied is to be pleased or happy because things have happened or are happening the way you want. To be satisfied is to be pleased or happy because you get what you want. To be satisfied is to be pleased or happy that things are happening the way they are supposed to happen. Almost 45 years ago, on the 3rd of June, 1977, Bob Marley and the Wailers released an album called Exodus. And on the first track of that album, also entitled Exodus, Bob Marley, the songwriter, encouraged people to open up your eyes and look within and ask yourself, are you satisfied with the life you're living? Are you? Because in essence, if you're not, you must take the initiative to create a better life for yourself and your people. It is by taking that definition into consideration and on the premise of Bob Marley's words why we, on A View from the Outside, have chosen to examine this topic today. And in doing so, we will pose a series of questions and scenarios to Vincentians and ask you to be honest with yourselves with the intention of getting the best outcome for you and for your country, St Vincent and the Grenadines. So looking at St Vincent and the Grenadines and the way it is being run, even if you are a supporter of the regime, and in some cases, possibly living your best life, are you in all good conscience satisfied? Are you satisfied with the way things have unfolded with the quarry situation in Richmond? Are you satisfied when you hear the farmers talk about the total disrespect with which they have been treated? Open up your eyes and your ears and in all good conscience answer, are you satisfied? And whilst we are on the subject of the quarry situation in Richmond, ask yourself, are you satisfied that Bigger Biggs, a local entrepreneur, has been lynched and decapitated economically and his multi-million-dollar sand mining business completely destroyed? Are you satisfied that for more than a decade now, Bigger Biggs has received no compensation from the wicked act of the regime? Open up your eyes. Do you not see something is wrong with that? Are you satisfied? Are you satisfied with the justice system in the country? Are you satisfied with the two faces of justice in the country? Open up your eyes. Are you satisfied that people trespassed on the private property of Cornelius John, beat him and shot him, and that Cornelius John has received no justice, while the perpetrators continue to parade around, seemingly with the protection of the regime? Are you satisfied that no one is made to pay for what was done to Cornelius John? Think, open up your eyes. That could have been you. Are you satisfied? Have you given any thought to how wrong what has happened to Cornelius John is? Irrespective of your political affiliation, how can you, in all good conscience, continue to support such wrong? Are you satisfied? Are you satisfied that you have a regime which has absolutely no respect for the constitution of the country? A regime which has shown that it has no respect for the rule of law? A regime which tries to do everything to go against the constitution, to limit or outlaw protest? Are you satisfied that you have a regime which disrespects you at every juncture? Are you satisfied with a regime that leaves school buildings and other infrastructure to rot and go into complete disrepair, yet boasts hollowly about education revolution? Can you say that you are satisfied that the grammar school and the girls' high school have now been reduced to pest-infested buildings where they are now displaced and housed at the site at the once E.T. Joshua Airport? Are you satisfied that schools have to resort to begging in order to get a printer to print exam papers for their students? Open up your eyes. What is the regime doing with your tax dollar? Are you satisfied? Are you satisfied with the state of healthcare in the country? Are you satisfied that you have a regime that continues to fail to provide and maintain basic healthcare? Are you satisfied that you have to continue to beg to try to get the basic medication which you need? Are you satisfied with a regime which seems happy to maintain the status quo, where they fly out at will to get medical attention, even for a scrape on the scalp, while ordinary Vincentian citizens are left with no choice but to accept the substandard facilities in the country? How can you be satisfied with that? Are you satisfied with the high rate of unemployment in the country? Are you satisfied that young people in the country face a dismal and uncertain future with youth unemployment nearing 50%? Are you satisfied with the high rate of unemployment in the country generally? Yet you have a regime which callously chose to fire hundreds of teachers, police officers, nurses, doctors in some cases, and other public servants. Open up your eyes. Are you satisfied with that kind of life in the country? Are you satisfied that extreme poverty exists up and down the country? Are you satisfied that whilst extreme poverty exists, those in the upper echelons of the regime flourish in opulence and extravagance? Are you satisfied that they rub that opulence and extravagance in your faces by showing off their great wealth? Are you satisfied with your life while they live like that? Are you satisfied that human trafficking is rife in the country? Yet the regime focuses on pointing the finger elsewhere. A reaction which some say is done in an attempt to mask the local situation in St Vincent and the Grenadines to the international world. Are you satisfied that you or someone you know have to degrade yourself in order to survive? Are you satisfied with the lawlessness, including the rape culture and gun violence which pervade the land? Are you satisfied with a regime that is accused of orchestrating the wanton arrest of citizens and then frustrate them by delaying and in some cases denying them having a speedy trial? Are you satisfied that your representative in government dare not put up a challenge to secure a better life for you? Farmers, are you satisfied that you have been emasculated and your financial independence stripped away from you, leaving you and your family destitute? Are you satisfied with that? Are you satisfied that the regime has infiltrated the church and infected some ministers, having them do their biddings from the pulpit rather than the work of the Almighty? Christians, are you satisfied with that? Are you satisfied that you allowed and continue to allow yourself to be bamboozled and hoodwinked over and over again? Is that really the life you want to continue to live? Are you satisfied that you have a regime which seems to be always at war with the people? Are you satisfied? We, on A View from the Outside, know that there are so many more questions which can be asked and so many more examples which can be cited to demonstrate the issues which exist in the country. And it is at this point that we encourage you to continue the dialogue. This is the time to think. This is the time to take stock. This is the time for introspection. This is the time to go within yourself and strategize and fashion the life that you want. This is the time for that kind of action. And as you do that, let the words of Bob Marley reverberate in your head. Listen to the words. Listen carefully when he said, "Open up your eyes and look within." Are you satisfied with the life you're living? Until next week, this is Brereton Horne with a reminder to send your feedback, as usual, to aviewfromtheoutside@hotmail.com. We also invite you to visit and like our Facebook page at A View from the Outside. And we ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel at JMB Horne. Justin, you and all the listeners have a pleasant Saturday. Have a wonderful Sunday. And have a productive week ahead as we all embark on the path to being satisfied.